What's going on, everybody? We're going to get started in a second, but it's in this link out. Then we're going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? All right, so let's look at US30. The usual, just going through these levels, seeing what price is looking like. Caught a nice buy on it. Caught the entire daily candlestick up on US30, as well as some other pairs. We're going to go over the pairs we took yesterday, the trades we took yesterday in a second. So it's going to take a deeper look at US30. We can clearly see on the daily time frame that we're in an uptrend. Delete this one. And now we're on top of this nice level of price right here. So we're going to be watching to see if it's going to respect this level as a support level still, or if it's going to reject and drop back down. We can see ever since it hit the top of the zone, it's just been dropping back down. But so far, it's been staying on top of this level. And then when we look to the left, we can clearly see a huge rejection wick right at this level, which is not a coincidence. And then if we keep going to the left, I wouldn't be surprised if we can find some more times where price reacted to this level. So we're just going to scroll for a second. If we don't see nothing, that's cool. All right, so we see it right here. This was August. Harsh rejection, treating as resistance, treating as support level. So we're going to wait and see how price reacts to this level. Of course, the bias is still buys. So as long as price shows it wants to stay on top of this level, we could look for buys. But as we see, price is dropping. So we're just going to wait and see what price decides to do. But we can't see price trying to drop down. So if price does decide to drop down, we could see price come down to around 32,830, 32,820-ish. Then possibly look for another buy setup there. But if price does break this level, we can see price potentially go down as far as there. You have a few levels of traffic that would have to continue to break to go that low, but it's definitely possible. We just have some small levels of traffic that price would have to break. But for now, I'm still going to want to look for a buy setup. But if it drops and breaks past a certain level, then we might look for a potential scalp sell. But mainly going to be looking for buy setups. So we're just going to keep this on 15 and just see what it decides to do. New 15, so they're starting in about 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes. So we're going to see what that looks like as well. But, London session hasn't started yet. Now looking at NAS, we can see the same thing. Give me 1 second. My bad. So NAS, we can see the same thing on the daily zone, pushing up in the green, just like US30 yesterday is clearly on the same similar level as US30, except on this market is currently underneath it. So we want to see and wait if price can break back above it. We can clearly see here that for the past few hours, price has literally just been bouncing here, trying to decide which way it wants to go. So Just gonna be watching, see what it decides to do. Again, still want to look for mainly a buy setup for the most part. So we're just gonna keep an eye on price and see what it decides to do. So that's what we're gonna do. Now SPX is underneath the zone, and when it hit this zone, it's rejecting down. But they all look very similar on the well, not NAS, but SPX looks similar to US30. And the new 15 just starting off red. So I want to see how it reacts when it hits that level. And we'll go from there. GBPJPY, very similar to US30 on top of this level. And the candlesticks look very similar as well. So just going to see how it reacts to this level. And then we'll go from there. If I like what I see, I might enter something. If not, I might leave it alone. Don't gotta trade the indices every day, but USDX is at the top of the zone. So if price does continue to down, we'll just go to correlating pairs and look for a potential scalp setup there. But again, I would like to see price ideally break above this level and continue to push up. That's what I would like to see price do. Now will price do that? That's another question. We just have to wait and see if price will do so. Just gonna put it there for now. So we're going to see if price is going to continue to reject this level like we see here. We can clearly see a strong wall of price right here. And when we go on a smaller time frame, we'll be able to see more clearly how price really reacts to this level. So let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Yeah, so for the past few hours, it's just been chilling at this level. It's broken above the daily zone a few times, but as you can see, it's always closed back underneath it. Well, the last 4 hour it didn't do so, but it closed right on top of it. And now we're currently underneath it. So the candle formation looks very similar to NAS100's candle formation. I was just playing at the level of price, but it is currently underneath this level of price on the daily zone and slightly. It's got a wall right here. It's not underneath that wall yet, but it almost is. It's right on it. So we're going to see how it reacts to that wall right there. And then go from there. But of course, we're not going to really enter anything until New York session starts. So we're going to see how it reacts to that wall right there. As we can currently see, the current 15-minute candlestick is just chilling underneath it. So we want to see where it decides to go and what it decides to do. So real quick, let's just go back to US30. See how that's looking. Yeah, so it's pushing back up. So it's respecting this level so far. Yeah, so we're just going to keep an eye on this. I'm not going to jump into anything yet, but this is a good sign that it is respecting this level. Got a slight wall right here. Once the price stay above it, price can stay above that, then we could possibly see a scalp setup either back to the daily zone or at least catch a few thousand pips. So we're just going to see how price reacts to that level. And as you can see, as soon as price hit it, it's rejecting off of it. Not a coincidence. USDX is still dropping red. Let's see what the other pairs are up to. GBPJPY is pushing down. SPX. Yeah, so they're all doing very similar things right now. So we're just taking note. We want to see where this candlestick ends at, where it closes, but also going to take note what it's trying to do. But when we look to the left, we can see there's a few walls right here that it is going to have to break and go through. It's not as messy as the one we saw on US30's live stream, which is another reason why we went for buys. Where was it? Yeah, we entered right here. So these crazy levels of traffic, it tried to break through it, then rejected it. Once it broke back above this level in the 4 hour, that's when we went for the buy. This trade ended up being a 1 to 4, almost 1 to 5 risk to reward. SPX, we took this SPX buy. Whoops. Grabbed the wrong thing. Whoops, keep doing that. There we go. The XCX buy almost ended up being a 1 to 5 risk to reward. GBPJPY took this buy as well. It was a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Then we also took a crazy gold buy yesterday. Caught the entire daily candlestick up. Whoops. Yeah, the reason why they're drawing down, because I was making some videos yesterday, but we caught the entire daily candlestick up on gold. This was a 1 to 9 and 1 to 10 risk to reward. And we can see gold is currently chilling on top of a 4-hour zone as well. So we're just going to watch and see how price reacts to these levels. Going to wait for a London session to start and then go from there. But currently price is still dropping. But again, it does have this level that's currently at. So I want to see how it reacts to that level and how these candlesticks close. And if I just don't like what I see, I just won't trade it. But we're going to see if we can see something. So while those are doing their thing, let's go to some currency pairs. Oil, very similar on a 4-hour support resistance level. So if we can continue to drop, we could potentially look for a sell setup. Possible scalp setup as well. If price continues to drop down. So we're going to see what oil is trying to do as well. We can see the past 15 and current 15-minute candlestick prices rejecting this level. So still strongly respecting this level. So we're going to see if it can break it or it's going to push back up. So that's what we're going to be looking for to see which one is going to do, which way it's going to go. So as you can see, it's rejecting at that level right now. So let's see what the other indices are doing. Still dropping. Pushing back up. Yeah, so we're just going to let those do their thing for now. Let's go on the smallest time frame for gold. So we're going to see for the past few hours, gold's just been really chilling at this level since yesterday, honestly. After market reopening, gold's just been chilling at this level here in the middle of the zone. So it's respecting it so far. So if it can respect it and shows that it wants to continue to push up, we could go for a buy setup here to, as see, can come to as high as 1724, 1726 potentially. If price can excuse me, I got tongue tied. If price can stay above this level here, well, mainly above this level here at 1710, 1709-ish. And so far it is. Retested levels pushing up. Now it's just been chilling here for the past hour. So when London session starts, I would like to see it stay here. And if it can stay right here, then we could possibly look for a buy setup right here. And then since this is where it's at, it would be a pretty small stop loss. Still a pretty good risk to reward, 1 to 3. So that's what I'm looking for right there. Anyone jumping in on the live stream right now, we have not entered any trades. These are just trade ideas, just watching the charts, seeing how they react. And we see all the indices reacting off that level, pushing back up. We saw USDX was a red candle. Now it's rejected all the way back up off that level like I was talking about. Not a coincidence. And now it's pushing back up. So we want to see price close back above there. We'd ideally like to see price come back to the daily zone and look for entry there. But of course, we can clearly see how all the indices are moving very similar. So if one is doing one thing, it is safe to assume that the others are doing the same. But of course, you still got to go on the charts and confirm that yourself. You don't want to just jump in a trade blindly. Euro USD, we're going to leave alone. I don't really like where it's at. Euro JPY is dumping again. It's really just been chilling right here. Could see a possible. Let me see what the other pairs are up to. Just going to keep an eye on that. Depending on how Rex is level, we could potentially see price come back down to here. Should be about like 50 pips. If it continues to dump, we could see price potentially come to like 146.10-ish. We do have this huge wall here at 146.20 though. That would have to break. Let me go on the daily zone real quick, or the daily time frame, I should say. There's a price at that level yesterday, then dropped down, and then rejected all the way back up here. Now price is currently probably about to try to reattempt to come down to this 4-hour zone. So price could, if it can break those levels I just talked about, those levels of price could come as low as 145.50, 145.40 if price continues bearish for Euro JPY. Now Euro New Zealand caught a nice sell on Euro New Zealand yesterday. Was a 1 to 2 risk reward. Let me just pull it up since we have some time. Got 5 minutes until London session starts. Yeah, the indices are still trying to figure out which side of price they're trying to stay on. So while the zones are doing that, let's go ahead and go up on the 15. Yeah, so this I'm going to leave alone. But as you can see, as soon as they hit the daily zone, things just shot all the way back up. But this is how we did yesterday. So Euro New Zealand, we caught 81 pips. GBP New Zealand, we caught 110 pips. Gold, we caught 5,000 pips. SPX, we caught 5,900 pips. US30, we caught 51,100 pips. GBPJPY, we caught 13,700 pips. And GJ, SL did get hit. So we ended the day 6-1, catching a total of 75,891 pips. Euro New Zealand, we called on yesterday's live stream. GBP New Zealand, we called on yesterday's live stream. Talked about gold on yesterday's live stream, as well as SPX and US30 and GBP30, but we called these a little bit after the live stream. But we went over all of those, as well as the price points we're looking at and the ideal entry points yesterday. So it was a pretty good day yesterday. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the first loss of the week, first or second loss, which isn't too bad either. But yeah, pretty good start to the week so far. So yeah, US30 just shot all the way back up. Still not going to enter this. I want to wait to see what the London session candles looks like. But this is a good sign. And again, this is why you just want to patiently wait. We saw how price was just red. And the rejection with now price is pushing back up. So we're going to let that do its thing for now. Going to wait to see what the next candlestick looks like. And then go from there. But I'd ideally like to see price, especially for NAS, come to the daily zone. US30 is actually at a good place. So I just want to see it stay above this level of price and close above this level of price. And if it can do so, we can potentially come back up to 33, 260 for US30. I said NAS, I mean SPX. Come on the daily zone for SPX. But NAS is at a good place as well. If NAS can stay above this level, yeah. And so we got some good setups about to happen soon. Yeah, so that push is a good sign. But we still got 3 minutes till this candlestick closes and ends. Then we got London session coming in, so we're gonna see how those candlesticks look. Oil looks like it's doing the same thing, pushing off of this. So I had a nice drop, but once it hit this level, it has shot all the way back up. Then it's done a retest and it's respecting this level. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I want to see how price reacts. I want to see if price can close above this level. And if so, we could possibly go for a scalp to the upside. But if it rejects that level and continues to push down, then we'll possibly look for scalp to the downside. So far, it's trying to come back down. It's rejecting that level still. So we're just going to watch this. Again, I'm not entering anything. These are trade ideas. Either going to catch a scalp to this 4-hour zone or I'm going to catch a scalp to the downside. That's what we're looking at. But the way it's looking right here, it could potentially go either way. So we just have to wait to see what the next candlesticks look like. But US30, these are definitely good signs right there. So let me go ahead and get these trade ideas written up. First, I need to determine where I want to put my SL. Where would I want to put my SL? Where am I going to put my SL? All right, it's 3 o'clock, new candlestick. So it's respecting this level, close above this level of price. Looks like it's trying to push up. Do like how that is looking. It is turning green. Yeah, I like that. So let me put this disclaimer out. I do like that though. Let me see what these other indices are doing. Do like that. Do like that. Gold's pushing up as well. Not only did it stay at this level, but broke above this level. So I do like how these are looking. These look like they're about to shoot up. Yeah, this is already on the move. Yes, I don't see, again, it's looking bullish, but there's going to be a scalp setup. So let me see here. I might jump in on these in a second. So I do like how they're doing their thing. Gold, I can see is catching like at least 300 pips. Oil's dropped under. ESTX. Yeah, I like how these are doing their thing. I like how these are doing their thing. Yeah, so I can see price come up to 33,160, 33,170. Up is literally doing that right now. All right, so we're going to wait for price to reject this level. And then we're going to enter off that rejection. It's shooting up pretty high. So it rejects back down a little bit lower. I would say y'all can enter. It's trying to break through that level though. So honestly, it depends on your account size, but I would want to wait for price to come because retracing. So you can either enter right now, or you can wait for price to try to retrace down to around this price level, around 33,120-ish. But that is a good sign right there. This just broke above the daily zone as well. Yeah, so I like what I'm seeing right here. Gold shooting up as well. Yeah, so I can see gold coming as high as 1716. It's already on the way to do so. So things are getting started as soon as London session starts, which is interesting. That thing just exploded up. All right, so this thing retraced. Kind of like how this is looking. If it can stay above this level. So I'm going to see what the next 5 minute looks like. But I do like how this is looking. Those are tracing, which is perfect. So I'm about to get these trade ideas set up. Yeah, so it's rejecting. Let's just say the daily zone is rejecting. USDX is above the daily zone. Yes, I like how these are looking. So we got a couple minutes to the next 5 minutes. So I can see price, since it just erupted like that, I can see, especially how it reacts to this level, I can see price continue to come as high as 33,180. And depending on how it reacts to that level, as high as 33,270, 33,260. Now for this move, SL, I'm looking at 3,300. Yes, I'm gonna enter this. I enter this, y'all. So I might retrace the next candlestick, but this is a good sign. So I'm going to see if it can come to a 33,185-ish. Yeah, so it's reacting to that level, which is normal. I mean, the way it's reacting to that level is normal. But I do like these setups. Yeah, the things are shooting up. So I'm just getting these other trade ideas ready. But I'm in US30. So we're just going to let that do its thing. Wouldn't be surprised if we retest that level, but it did erupt nicely. Gold's still rejecting that level. So I want to see what the next 15 does, but I do like how these are moving right now. So I'm gonna get the TPs and stuff set up for these. But I just want to look at some other pairs too real quick. All right, so oil's dropping down. So let's see what these are up to. Yeah, so these are exploding. So we just hit the first, well, we're almost about to hit the first TP for that one. So we're gonna see how it reacts to those levels. That thing's shooting up. So y'all enter US30, y'all should be blue right now. I'm about to get these ideas ready for SPX and USDX to put these in the chats, because obviously if these continue to pump up, it's most likely, you know, the other pairs are going to do the same. Yeah, that thing is ripping, y'all. That thing is ripping. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button, y'all. All right, cool. So if it continues to push out, I'm gonna put the TPs for, well then, oh yeah, that's erupting too. Let's see. This thing shooting up. Everything USDX exploding up as well. That thing going crazy as well. So new 5 minutes about to start. And it just hit another wall, which is why it's retracing. But as you can see, looks like it's about to continue to try to push through. USDX is ripping up. So USDX is right here. I want to see it retest. Then we can enter off that. This is a huge candlestick, so it's going to have to either going to continue to explode up the next 15 or it's going to retest. So that's what we're going to be on the lookout for. Right there. Let's just take a look at gold real quick. Yeah, so that thing exploded. So I want to see if it stays up here, that's fine. But I want to see if the next candlestick is going to retrace and retest real quick. So I can get a little bit of a better entry because that thing really exploded like 300 pips. But that thing is still pushing. We're going to just let those do its thing. Yeah, so it looks like it's about to try to do a retest right now. Which is fine. We did catch a good amount of pips. We enter like right here at 33, 140. It's about 3,000 pips in about 5-6 minutes, which isn't bad. So we're going to see how the next candlesticks look, and if it can stay above these levels, then we'll potentially enter buys for SPX, ESDX, and gold. Because I can't see gold coming as high as 1716. I just ideally like to enter right here, which is where I wanted to originally, but that thing just exploded off that 5 minute, as you can see, and now it's staying on top of this level, which is fine. But I'd like to see it come down lower if possible. Now, will it do that? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But these things are still pumping. But we got 3 minutes until the next 15 starts, so we're gonna see what that looks like. That was a huge pump though. Got a quick amount of pips though. So we're gonna see what the next 15 looks like. So while that's doing this thing, let's just go through these charts real quick again. So that thing's dropping down. So we're gonna see how price reacts when it hits this daily zone for Euro New Zealand. Okay. Going to pay attention to GJ as well. Just got a few pairs we're going to be looking at. All right, so we got 1 minute to the next 15. So we're going to see what that looks like. Then go from there. There's a price retracing, which is expected. We already saw that coming. So those that jumped in the trade, if y'all didn't get worked out, it can potentially still continue to push up, but we did see this retracement happening, so that's not a surprise there. So we're going to see, the main thing we want to look for is, we want to see ESCX respect this level, and then we want to see SPX come back above this level here. So that's the two things we're going to be looking for to see if price can do so. But that push up was a good sign. Let's see where gold's at. Yeah, so gold's chilling right there. Yeah, so I can't see gold come up to 16. 1716, then as high as 1720, 1726. And it looks like it's trying to do that right now. Here it looks like it's trying to do that right now. ESTX still attempting. So why paying attention to this? Let's see if there's any currency pairs doing anything. Oil tanking. All right, so we missed the entry on that. So we're just gonna leave that alone. If it retests, we'll probably mess with that. But I want to pay attention to these indices for now. And I like what they're doing so far. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to try to keep pushing up. Yeah, gold looks like it's trying to push up too still. That's just me being picky, not wanting to enter gold because I missed the ideal entry. Honestly, that's just me being picky. But I do like what price is doing with these pairs. Still going to patiently wait though. What's going on with the other currency pairs? I'm looking at some other currency pairs. Not much going on yet. So we're just going to keep an eye on these. Actually, let's look and see what GU is up to. That thing exploded up as well. So we could have got an entry off that. That's in the middle of the zone. Let's see what Euro's up to. All right, so we're just going to watch these pairs. So these are good signs right here. Got about 2 minutes to the next 15. But these right here are good signs. So I'm going to get these trade ideas written up. I do like how price is moving right now. Yeah, I like how that's moving. Yeah, I like how these are moving. Let me get these trade ideas ready. Those in the stream, I'm only in US30 right now. Everything else, these are just trade ideas, but not in anything else as of now. So if we do enter this SL, I'm looking at, we can say 38.15 just to get price and wiggle room. Let's see here. Let's see. So if it can stay above this level here, we can see SPX potentially come as high as 38.60-ish. Can see that happening. Yes, we want to see what price decides to do. It's really attempting though. ESDX is trying to keep up too. US30 is pushing up. Let's see what NAS is up to. NAS is on top of this level. I see price coming up as high as here. This will be a tight stop loss as well. Probably put it like right here or something. So we got about 8 minutes until the next 15. So it's staying on top of these levels, which is important. SPX is struggling to come back up though, but ESTX is staying on top of the level I want to see it on as of now at least. US30 is on top of this lower price still. So we just want to see if it can stay above it and then see what the next candlestick looks like, and then we'll go from there. Now, as far as currency pairs, there ain't much really going on currency pair wise, which why I'm just mainly looking at these pairs right here. So they did just turn red on us. So we're going to see what the next candlestick looks like. But while we're doing that, let's just see what these other pairs are up to. That's still dropping down. Still can't do nothing with that one yet. Yeah, so a lot of these other pairs I'm looking at currency pair wise, either the move already began before I got on, or it's just not a good position or at a good entry point. Now GJ is looking pretty good, but we do have to acknowledge that Euro JPY slightly is dropping down, but it is on top of this level of price, so it could potentially push back up. GJ did do a nice drop down, but after it came to this level, seeing we're going to do a repeat of how Thursday went last week. Rejected, shot back up, and now it's respecting this daily level. We can see it respected it 1, 2 times, 3 times after the explosion up, and we can see the price is currently pushing up here. So we could potentially look for a quick buy setup as high as 168.70, depending on what these next candlesticks look like. We already entered US30. We entered US30 like 20 minutes ago. So we caught the shot up, and now it's retracing back down. So we're going to see what the next candlestick looks like. But we jumped in when it was shooting up, the last candlestick. So I'm not going to tell you to enter now because we got to see the price is going to want to keep pushing up, because we see price rejecting these levels currently. So we want to see if price can respect these daily levels and continue to want to push up for the day. So yeah, so we're just waiting on that. Just a few entries, but gold is retracing back down, which is perfect. We'd like to see it retrace down to at least 1713, 1712. So we're going to see if it can do so. Yeah, so when it hit this strong support resistance, lower price broke all the way back up, retested off this daily zone. Now it's pushing back up again. So we could potentially look for a buy setup off GJ. The price can stay above this level. We can see price come up to 168.30. And depending on how it reacts to 168.30, then we can see price come up to 168.70. And then depending on how it reacts to that level, of course, this probably won't happen until New York session. If price continues to pump up, we can see price come as high as 169.18, 169.20-ish. So we got 3 minutes to the next 15. We're going to see what the next 15 looks like. Retracement candles have popped up, which is not a surprise. So far, gold's respecting that level. USDX is still above the daily level. SPX is underneath the daily level as of now. Broke above it. The last candlestick dropped back under. NAS is on the 4-hour zone. So we're going to see what these next candlesticks look like. We'd like to see it continue to shoot up, of course. That huge push up was a good sign for the USD pairs. So we're going to see if it can do just that. GN is right here. Caught a sell on GN yesterday, but after that, we can see clearly shot all the way back up. Retested a daily level. It's above it currently. I'm just going to watch it for now. I mainly want to see what the next candlestick looks like and how it reacts to the wall, because the last time it was up here, this is as high as it went. Then it dropped down. Then you see when price came up here, went a little bit higher than the previous high was when it was above this daily zone, retraced. Didn't tank all the way down like here. So we're going to see how it reacts to this level. We can also see here how price rejected the same level here. Then we also see here how price rejected this level. So we're just going to see how price reacts to that level. So 2 minutes before the next 15, it looks like price is reattempting to push back up. Yeah, but we already entered yesterday, so I wouldn't recommend entering now. We're going to see if we can jump into some correlating pairs as well. And I do have these written up, so I will be posting these if we do enter those. So make sure to click that first link to join the free Telegram, y'all. So we're going to see what it looks like. We've got 1 minute to the next 15. So we're going to see what this looks like and go from there. Got 10 seconds. Something dropping some. Let me see what else is going on. Xeon USD is above the strong support resistance level we can see right here at 59.40ish. It's retesting. It's already on the way to pushing up. It's a few pips up already, as we can see. So let's just go on the 15. But before we do that, let's see what these candlesticks look like. So starting green, which is a good sign. So is gold. Nice. I can see gold coming up to 17.16, as high as 17.25. I want to see what this candlestick wants to do. Yeah, so these are trying to push it. We got this level of traffic that we want to see price break. It's currently struggling to break it. Because we got like a small one right here, but I really want to see price break this level right here. So we're just gonna let that do its thing. Let's see. That thing's still pushing up. Yeah, so GJ looks like it's trying to continue to push up. It might retest this level, but I do like where it's at currently. Looks like it's going to try to retest this level here. Give me 1 second. Feel like I was looking. Yeah, so these things are retracing. So we're not going to enter these yet. So we got a few quick pips on US30. It's still early, can still push back up. But for now, we're just going to keep watching to see what it decides to do. So it's rejecting that level. So we're going to look at some currency pairs while this decides what it's trying to do. So we're going to let that do its thing. Let's see what GJ is up to. So this is dropping as well. GN is still pushing up though. So I'm going to keep an eye on GN. Because again, last time I hit this level, it's retraced so many times. So I'm going to see if it's going to do that. Because when we're going to bigger time frames, we see price has just been dropping. So this could be just a lower high being made. And then price could reject here because we can see here is a huge level of traffic that's going to have to break. And we also have an imbalance. So either could keep pushing up to the daily zone here, then dropping, or it could drop again from here. But we do have to take note there was this huge rejection wick here. This was when we caught the wave down, then rejected off this 4-hour level, that we can clearly see is a strong support resistance level, rejected up and it's pushing back up. So it could potentially continue to push up till it hits that level of price on the daily zone right there. So we're just going to wait and see what it decides to do. We got a new 5 minute about to pop up, and about well, a new 5 minute did just pop up. So we're going to see how that affects the market. So we're going to keep an eye on these still to see what it's trying to do. That thing retraced down, so that thing's still dropping. That thing's shooting up. JPY is dropping. Just causing GJ to drop as well. Yeah, so we're just going to be patiently waiting. Just going to be patiently waiting. Gonna look at some other pairs while we wait though. That's rejecting that level as well. GBCAD right here. Let's take a closer look. But this is why I forgot who asked, but this is why I was saying don't enter, because we already knew retracement was going to happen. But it looks like it's trying to re-push back up. But you always have to prepare for the worst, hope for the best, because we don't control the markets. That's why you want to think about what is possibly going to happen and go with what's most likely going to happen. But you also got to acknowledge what can happen. And then based off all of those different possibilities that can happen, you determine if one, the trade looks good, the risk reward is good, it makes sense for price to most likely go where you think it's going to go. And then from there, you just have to enter. Once you enter a trade, all that second guessing and stuff, it's just going to mess you up, because you should have done all the analysis and the thinking and the critical thinking before you enter any trade. If you're trying to determine or do some confirmations after you enter the trade, it's a little too late there, which is why we patiently wait and to do all the confirmation before we enter a trade. That way, after we enter the trade, we're risking the proper amount, and we just have to let the markets do its thing. You know what I'm saying? So price is attempting to push back up, which is good for us. USDX is still red though. SPX is still red. US30 is still red, but it has a nice rejection. We're looking very similar to the past 15-minute candlestick. So right now it's currently on top of this lower price right here. We can see that from the red dotted line, but just to make it, if it lets me do it, shit, there we go. Just to make it a little bit more visible, I'm gonna put the line right here. You can see this level of price here, and you can see price is literally on top of it. It'll go below it, but it keeps rejecting and coming back on top of it, which is a good sign. So now we want to see price break this level here and continue to push up. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. So it goes up to. So gold dropped down to, it almost went to 17 or 12. But it's respecting this level of price right here too, which you can see in the past two candlesticks. So it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Just wouldn't have been ideal risk to reward I wanted. That's mirrors on picky. Like it's about to be a 1-to-1, almost 1-to-2 risk to reward. So I wanted to come back, see it come back to here, but it exploded up. And for now, it's respecting that level. So we're just gonna let those do their thing for now. Let's go back to these JPY pairs. Still respecting these levels. This is why I had this level marked off, because you can clearly see the previous 15 closed underneath it, touched it, rejected, closed underneath it. This candlestick broke above it, but as you can see, it rejected and is currently underneath it as we speak. So that's why I have these levels marked off, and I want to wait for price to potentially break those levels, because like I always say, we don't control the markets. So that's why we want to go with the best entries possible and based on what's most likely going to happen. Now, oil did retrace back up, so we could see a possible another opportunity to get in this sell. we're going to see in a second. We're going to see in a second. Because your price comes low. Decent amount of pips. Yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on that. US30 is pushing back up. All right. So we got 5 minutes to the next 15. We'd like to enter these, but not going to rush. Because again, we don't control the markets. So we're going to let the markets do its thing, price do its thing. And then once price comes to our ideal entries, that's when we're going to enter. I kind of just want to call this gold trade because I do see it pumping up. Probably should have just called it when it did that. But like I've been saying all stream, I do see it coming to 1716 minimum. Just for me to post it, I would have liked it to have retraced a little bit more. I mean, it did do a good retracement. I shouldn't complain. It did do a good retracement. If we're being honest. I just personally don't like posting stuff in the telegrams that aren't like at least 1 to 2 risk rewards. But we're gonna wait for the next candlestick because price is currently trying. US30 is pushing back up. So those that enter US30 should still be blue. Let's see what NAS is up to. Still patiently waiting on NAS and SPX and USDX to meet my rules, but I do have the trade ideas written out. So if we do decide to enter, we'll be posting those. Again, goals retesting this level right here. Not a coincidence. Let's just go into 5 minute. You can see much more clearly what's been going down. It's literally just been chilling here since it broke above here, which is why I marked off that level. And then retested. It's pushing back up. So we're going to see what this next 15 does. And I could put my stop loss a little tighter, honestly, but I just like to give my trades as much wiggle room as possible. I could put it right here if I wanted to. I might just put it there for now. All right, so price is pushing back up. So depending on what this next candlestick looks like, we might be entering these as well. So for NAS SL, I'm looking at 1100. So we got 1 minute left. So let's see what this looks like. But US30 is pushing up. So those options in US30, y'all should be nice and blue. USDX is pushing up as well. So yeah, the way it's looking, we might be able to enter these the next candlestick. So we're gonna see what this candlestick looks like. Let's go to GJ as well. Interesting. And just notice how price literally closed right at this level right here. I don't think that's a coincidence either. But GBPJPY and USDX are back above the daily zone, which is good. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yeah, I think it's still pumping. I like how these are looking. About to enter these in a second. Yeah, I like how this is looking. I want to see a break above that level though. It's gonna have this low marked off. Price hits it. It's rejecting off of it. So I want to see if price can break above that level. It's retesting this level currently. But US30 has me a nice little staircase pushing up, which is a good sign. So we're just going to patiently wait for those to do its thing. Now oil, it's looking nice. Put the stop loss right there. So this looks like a nice 1 to 2 risk to reward right here. I can see this right here. But those that have been here, you already know the oil is a little bit off from my broker. So before I even enter that, let me see how many pips off it is. 8766, say 8836. So it's about 70 pips off. So I'll keep that in mind. So I do enter the sell. The SL I'm looking at is 8897 minus 70. So about 8830. All right, cool. So let's go back to, you see, so that thing is rejecting now, that level. Yeah, so I think it's rejecting that level now. which is fine. There's no rush, but that thing's rejecting now. So we're going to see what it does, because we have this body of traffic right here. So we're going to see what this 15 ends at. New 5 minute just started. So I'm going to see what that 5 minute look like. Yeah, so now gold wants to retrace back down to 1712. So gold finally did that now. US30 dropped back down to this level. Looks like it's still respecting this level. Okay, so now gold's at a better position for an entry, for a buy setup, that is. So that's not terrible. Yeah, well, this is just the reality of trading sometimes. Some days, like the past 2 days, we're able to enter things real quick. Other days, we just got to patiently wait for a price to do its thing. But it is rejecting the level so far. So we just want to patiently wait and let price do its thing for now. Not in any rush. I want to see if price retraces some more. Yeah, so we're going to let those do their thing. So let's look at some other currency pairs while we're waiting. Yeah, these things are dropping down. And it's dropping down too. Yeah, so it looks like we're just going to be chilling and waiting till closer to New York to enter most things. 80 CAD, we entered this yesterday. Still chilling at the 4-hour zone. That's where it ended yesterday. Then we traced down, then chilled here for a few hours. Then last night it shot up. And still chilling there. So yeah, it's just a lot of moves that already started, or there's a lot of moves that haven't started yet, and we're just waiting to see what they're just trying to do. So New Zealand JPY is dropping as well. So let's take a closer look at that. The other pairs continue to drop. This actually had a good entry right here for a sell. It's actually had a good entry for a sell setup. It's already dropping. Yes, I think went all the way to 1712, shooting up again. Yeah, the USD pairs are just ranging right now, especially the MCs. Something. Oil shooting up as well. Yeah, I'm paying attention to New Zealand JPY. But as far as anything else, just gonna be waiting. Don't like where it's at yet for anything to enter. So we're looking for GPCAD. I'm gonna see how it reacts to this level. If it drops back down, we could possibly look for a sell setup. Still gonna be paying attention to oil. It's coming back to the original entry, which isn't a problem. So still gonna be looking to see how it reacts to this level since it did break under. I want to see what's going to respect it as a resistance, possibly look for a sell setup there. Indices are still dropping, broke back underneath the daily zones. So I'm going to see how this 15 ends. See what the next one is, but it's really respecting this level, especially SPX. We can see it multiple times the price at this level is rejected. So it's not surprised it's doing that right there. US30, a nice little staircase up, rejecting the level 2 is already retracing. So we're just going to wait and see what price wants to do. Gold dropping down as well. So this is definitely a slower day compared to the past couple of days, but that's how trading goes sometimes. We're just going to patiently wait. See if we can jump into something in New York session. And these things still dropping. So we got 4 minutes to the next 15. So I'm going to see one where this candlestick closes, and then 2 what the next candlestick decides to do. Then we're going to go from there. And as far as news goes today, I don't believe there's anything really going down today. So we got the FOMC members talking right now, and then got GDP all day. Then at 10 a.m. we got a wholesale inventories, crude oil inventories for the USD, but no red folder. But tomorrow we got some coming in. We got CPI tomorrow for the USD at 8:30, right into New York session. Right before New York session, we got the CHF governor board member speaking. Then at 11:50 a.m. we got Canada's governor speaking. Then Friday, 2 a.m. we got the GDP. Then we got a French holiday, American holiday, and a Canadian holiday all day on Friday as well. So might stay away from USD pairs those days on Friday. Just depends. But as of now, we entered US30, caught a few pips, few thousand pips up. As you see, it's rejecting. It came right back to our entry. So most people should have gotten wicked out. As of the other indices, we have not entered. We're still waiting for confirmations. There's still like good entry points, but still would like to see price break these levels that I have marked off before I feel comfortable entering them. So we're just going to wait to see if price can do that. Now, price did retrace down to 1712, not exactly 1712 on the dot, but it did retrace down some like I wanted to see. So we're going to see if it's going to continue to retrace more, or if it's going to try to push up. But it looks like for the most part, won't be entering anything until going into New York session, or closer to New York session. Still gonna be watching the charts though, of course. But as of now, everything is still trying to make its mind up. So we're just gonna let it do its thing. Yeah, literally everything is just ranging. We're stuck at a level of price right now. So we're just gonna let it do its thing for now. Looks like it's rejecting up a little bit. But we got a new candlestick about to pop up in about 30 seconds. So we're gonna see what that candlestick looks like. Would like to see a break back above here. In a perfect world, there'll be a green candlestick, a break back above here, and we go for a buy setup. That's what I ideally like to see. Now, will price do that for us? We're just going to have to wait and see. Because the last thing you want to do is try to rush a trade or enter too early. And then if you enter too early, your price flips the script on you, and you know that's all bad. So definitely just gonna be patient and wait to see what price is trying to do. So 15 just started. It's another red candlestick. Candlestick did just pop up though, so we're gonna still let it do its thing. But it looks like it is dropping. So yeah, all those that enter the US30 trade actually got wicked out. We did catch a few pips. That was the only trade we did enter. The reason why I didn't post it was because I figured it was going to retrace. So I was waiting for the retracement, which it's currently doing. And off the retracement, then going to be waiting for the best possible re-entry. But as of now, these things are just tanking. Well, let me not say tanking. Retracing. So we're not going to enter those. Gold's retracing as well. Let's see what New Zealand JPY is looking like. New Zealand JPY is looking semi-promising for a possible sell setup. I can see that. So I can honestly do a tighter stop loss. Might just do the stop loss right here, honestly. So for the current entry, 86.79. It's about a 40-30 pip stop loss, which isn't too bad. Do like how this is looking. So underneath this level of traffic, it's tried to come back up, rejected, but keeps pushing back down, which is a good sign. So if we can stay underneath that level of traffic and break this small level of traffic, we can see price potentially come down to 86. So we can catch potentially 20 to 40 pips minimum. And if it continues to drop going into New York session, we can see price potentially come as low as 85.70. Do like how it's looking, but as you can see, it's definitely struggling to drop. GJ is dropping, but it's still got this daily zone right here. So do want to keep that in mind. Euro JPY is still dropping as well. See what AUD JPY is up to. So that thing's just raining. Let's go back to the indices. So it dropped, it's rejecting. So it looks like it's doing a nice retracement. Those rejection wicks are showing it is definitely struggling to push back down. So, and when we go into bigger time frames, the reason why we even went for the buy setup there anyways is because we can see a few things here. One, that we're clearing the uptrend. We had a lower high retracement right here a couple days ago, and we have a push up. Now it did hit this daily zone and reject, so it could come back down to this 4-hour zone here, which is the next strong support resistance level. But if it can respect this level, which I want to see it do, I want to see it retouch this daily zone, if not break back above this daily zone and continue to push up. So that's what I want to see price do. Now, will it do it? We just have to wait and see. But that's what I'm aiming for and would like to see price do. So we're just going to see if it can do so. Now, I did climb up this imbalance and rejected it some. Already did a slight retracement. Could try to retest this level again though. But if it can stay above this level, we can see price hit that daily zone again. Which is why we waited off the entry here. See how I respected it. Retest, explosion up. Currently on top of this level of traffic, still respecting this, but did do a nice retracement down. Okay, so oil just did this. I definitely like how oil's looking. I like how oil's looking. Just did a retest and dropped. Currently underneath this level of traffic, a new 5-minute just started. Let me see something. I like how oil's looking. Where's it currently at? Where's oil currently at? 759. Feather just retested that. Sorry, I was reading a message. Just looking at these pairs real quick. Retracing still. Yeah, for all these pairs, prices retracing. Yeah, so I like how oil looks. I like how New Zealand JPY is looking. Today the charts are a little funky though. Definitely not moving as smooth as it was the past couple days, but that does happen sometimes. Price rejecting back up. So I like how oil's looking. Did that retest? It's retracing up some. These wicks are getting lower, but it's definitely struggling. You have this wall right here. So as long as they can stay underneath this level that I just marked off, as long as it can close underneath there, I'll feel inclined to enter because it keeps closing above it. So I want to see if we can close underneath it. If it can do so, then I'll feel very inclined to enter. Yeah, but US30 is doing a retracement right now, as well as the other indices. Oil just rejected back up. And so prices are really ranging right now. So we're just going to let it do its thing for now. GN did push back above. GJ hit the daily zone and rejected back. GPY still ranging. Yeah, I like how these are looking though. So I'm gonna keep an eye on these charts still. Things didn't get as action packed as yesterday, but that does happen. But we do see some possible setups going into New York. Just have to patiently wait to see those setups play out and to see what price decides to do. But we do see some potential setups off New Zealand JPY. Looking at GBP New Zealand as well. Going to keep an eye on GJ. USDX. Yeah, this stuff's still retracing. Yeah, so we're going to be keeping an eye on these indices and see what they're trying to do. They are rejecting this level. Looks like they're about to drop back down to this next 4-hour zone again. Looks like it's about to come back down to this 4-hour zone. So I'm going to see how it reacts after it hits that 4-hour zone. And we'll go from there. Yeah, so I'm going to see how US30 acts when it hits that 4-hour zone. Because it looks like it's about to head there. And it's either going to respect that level again to shoot back up, or it's going to break back under and come back down to the next zone. And depending on what it does from there, then we'll determine if we want to go for a buy or sell setup. Clearly see how this is strong support resistance level right here. Then we also see when it hit these levels, it's rejected pretty harshly. You have to take note of this imbalance that it is climbing up. So price could most likely retrace. So we might see some red candlesticks, at least on the 4-hour, potentially pop up. That's if price breaks past underneath this level around 33,050. So we got 4 minutes to the next 15. I'm going to see what those look like. Yeah, so we only jumped in one trade this morning. Everything else after that's just been doing ranging. Gold did come back to its level, so it did just hit 17, it went past 1712. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like with the USD pairs as well as the other currency pairs. But as for today, I don't really see too much for right now. We're going to see what they look like developing into New York session, going closer into New York session. But it looks like US30 is on the way going back to our entry. So I will see y'all in the next live stream tomorrow. Okay, perfect. And now for the TPs, like I said, the TPs, I'll post them if I see a re-entry happening, because it already hit most of the TP, hit the middle of the zone and then rejected. You already know what happens when it hits the middle of the zone. But like I said, I just talked about the price levels. So if price continues bullish, we can see price come up as high as 33,270, 33,250. So I'm going to see how price reacts to the zone at 33,070 to see if it respects it or rejects it. But as you can see, all the other indices are following US30 right now. Gold's dropping down, which is why oil's pushing up. They usually move to the opposite directions. GJ is still respecting the daily zone. GN is still rejecting that level. I like how New Zealand JPY is looking, so I'm going to keep an eye on that one. But as for anything else, just going to be patiently waiting to see what price is trying to do. Make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, y'all, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Next live stream, I mean.